A pretty challenging game if you want to get through to the next round of this one.
Aye. Oh, when the draw was made, I don't think neither me or Stevie would have been jumping through hoops about it. You know, you sail through your group, you're a seed, and you hope for maybe a slightly easier tie. But if you're going to win a cup, you're going to have to beat good teams. I'm not necessarily a fan of the seeding anyway. Fair enough, European teams involved in that, understand they coming in later, it should be the way it should be. But the cup should be that random way, and we've been given a difficult tie. There's no doubt about it, but equally I think it's a difficult tie for them as well. So, you know, we've the last couple of games we've played the team that finished 5th last season, Aberdeen, the team that finished 4th, Dundee United, and now we're playing the team that finished 6th. So 3 teams who finished above us as a club. It's not the easiest of starts. We've navigated the first couple of games in the league well, and deservedly won those games. I felt the performance was deserved enough 3 points. And now we're going to cup football where come Saturday evening we're either in it or out it, and we need to make sure we're as good as we can be to stay in the cup, because it'll take a big performance to beat St Mirren.
Plausible ambition to go and get one of the cups this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it should be for a club like Hearts. You know, I feel as though there'll be a load of clubs I've just mentioned there, 3 clubs there right away, top 6 teams last season. They will all have similar aspirations. There's loads of clubs, all the Premier League clubs I'm sure will be hanging on to that. It could be their year, and we're no different. So, but we've got to deal with what's ahead of us first. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with setting those lofty ambitions and seeing the end game, and I think we've got to try and imagine that day at Hampden, and I say that to players, we've got to try and picture that while we're getting through the League Cup games, and obviously this one we've got to try and beat St Mirren, who over a period of time they're showing a good side.
You'll obviously be aware what Hearts have done in the Cups in the past, just from being in Scottish football yourself, but have you had a chance to speak to sort of Hearts men like Gary Lockie and Jeffries or that since you came up?
I spoke to both. I spoke to Lockie yesterday, we've been watching the game, and I've spoken to Jim regular. I'm well aware of, probably for a club like Hearts looking for more cup success over the period of time, and there's probably been a kind of bone of contention with that and frustration with that with the supporters, but such as the demand here, we just need to try and put ourselves in a position, and if we can get through this one, then we're 90 minutes away for a semi-final, and I just want us to be in that position where we can get to a final and be 90 minutes away for silverware. But we've got work to do. You need to beat good teams to get there, and we get into the game confident with our work. We go into the game with high expectations for ourselves. We also realise what's ahead of us and what we face. So I think I'm aware of cup success teams that have been Hearts teams having played against them and managed against them. Those teams that have won silverware here, and obviously in my time here, hopefully we can do that.
Is it something you talk to the players about, setting those concrete goals, or is it just something that's expected at Hearts?
Oh, I think it's a conversation that has to be had with the players. I've said this to them a few times now, that there's not one player I don't think should have signed for Hearts without having that aspiration or hope to win a trophy here. There has to be that. I mean, players sign for clubs for loads of reasons, financially, whether they come through the academy or whether you sign from when people see it as a stepping stone to something bigger or whatever. But and really a huge part, a fundamental part of signing for a club like Hearts should be that you want to be successful and live silverware. So, and that's what we all want. I'm wanting that for me and my staff, and the players want that equally. So, there's nothing wrong with saying that. I don't think that you're setting yourself up for a fall. If we don't win the cup, it doesn't mean to say we're wrong to say it, but we do believe that we're good enough to go the full way, and there's no point in believing otherwise.
Have you been, not surprised maybe, but what's your reaction been to how quickly things have gone well for you here, coming into a new setup and with a different looking squad?
Yeah, I think there's added ingredients to it. There's the whole new investment, which is obviously something that the fans can hang on to and get excited by, and rightly so. A new manager normally means some new signings and a new way of working, and the fact that you can build confidence quite quickly through the League Cup stuff and some of your signings making a good impact, but we had good players here already. There was good players already in the building. So I think we should be, the start is what I think should have been what was expected of us. We've not done anything that I wouldn't have expected of us. We've not as if we're ripping up trees and doing things that we weren't expecting ourselves. I expected us to beat Aberdeen. I expected us to win the group stages of the cup, and I expected a tough game at Dundee United, but I still expected we could win it. We should win that game, and we did. So we're not doing anything we don't expect ourselves, and we just need to stay quietly, set about the task quietly, don't bump our gums, just work hard, and see where it takes us.
Can I ask about set pieces as well? It's a big part of the win against Dundee United, it's a big part of the League Cup campaign as well. How much of an emphasis do you place on that day-to-day in training, and what's the specific work that goes into the different routines?
Well, set plays have always been a huge part for any team. Even going back, I worked for certain managers who were obsessed with it, and I worked for managers who didn't bother with it, and I've seen the difference. I've seen the gains that could be made both as a player and obviously as a manager. You've got to try and take advantage of. There's a lot of clubs so finely balanced in this league. There's not a lot between a lot of teams, and sometimes set plays can be the difference. I think I can remember big games that we've won on a set play throughout my career, and I can remember set plays that I've lost on big games that I've lost in a set play. So I do think it is important. We've obviously brought in Ross to aid us with that and be specific with that, and it's his job to look forensically at the opposition and where we can maybe get some gains on that. Also what they do, but it's something that we've always done as a staff, but we've got that added time and added focus on it really from Ross, and up until now he's done brilliant, and long way to continue. Basically set plays, it's about identifying areas where we think we can get as much joy as possible. And every team's different, man Martin, zonal Martin, part zonal, high line of free kick, deeper line of free kick, goalkeepers that want to come, goalkeepers who stay in the line. So there's loads of different ways of looking at opposition, and it's up to us to try and find different ways of doing it. But underneath it all, since day dot, it's been a good delivery, good timing, and aggressive players want to get on the end of it, and it's been a lot of that. But I'm glad we've got Ross. I think he's been huge value to us, and it's good that he's getting the recognition for his work, because his work's good.
Good luck, pal. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Thanks.
Thank you.